What's up, boys and girls? Valmir here with a new video for you guys, and today we're going to be diving into my top 10 RPGs in 2020. Obviously, this is an opinionated list. If you guys agree or disagree, that is fine. If you guys like the video, please do leave a like and consider subscribing. That would help me out a lot. I do also stream on Twitch every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 1 p.m. Philippines time. I'll put the links in the description below. If you guys feel like I missed something that should have been on the list or disagree with something that I do have on the list, please put it in the comment sections below. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys about it. All right, let's get into this video. All right, so starting this list off with number 10, we've got Outward. Now, if you've ever wanted to play an open world RPG that has you play as common folk instead of the chosen one, and the possibility of playing it in split screen co-op, Outward just might be for you. While the story of the game isn't much to write home about, adding survival elements to an open world RPG definitely spices things up a little, requiring the player to stock on consumables before setting off on an adventure. There are no levels in the game, so progression is based on gear, and combat is more skill-based, resembling Dark Souls mechanics. The game also presents one of the more complex magic systems in RPGs. Too complex, in fact, for me to explain. This game may not be that popular, but it sure is worth a try. Moving on the list at number 9, we've got Monster Hunter World. Alright, before you guys click off the video saying that this isn't an RPG game, I'd like to explain why I included it. While this game differs greatly from the other games on the list, there are no leveling mechanics, no open world, no real NPCs you can interact with. The game still has a central story, and there is progression through armor upgrades. And also, I count the different weapons as classes that define your playstyle. It does look more of a boss rush action game, but it has enough RPG elements to it for me to consider it at least an action RPG. Now, everyone knows this game by now. You repeatedly hunt and upgrade gear either by yourself or in a group of 4. Combat is smooth, and each monster has their own unique mechanic to them. With the variety of weapons and armor, you'll surely find a playstyle and look to suit your personality. And on to the next one at number 8, which is Darkest Dungeon. Now imagine this. You build up a team of 4, your most powerful and favorite squad for dungeon clearing. They've never lost at all. Then one time everything just goes wrong. Powerful monsters suddenly spawn. Your torch runs out of light and you run out of curatives. You continue only to witness your dream team descend into madness and succumb to death or retreat home but never be the same again. That's what Darkest Dungeon does to you and your characters. With a turn-based combat system with an emphasis on proper positioning and stress management, this game will definitely keep you on the edge of your seat, praying that your favorite highwayman survives the next hit while at death's door. If there's one thing this game taught me, is that you should never be too attached to your characters. And at number 7, we've got Dragon's Dogma. Alright, so this one's a hidden gem. This game came out all the way back in 2012, and I just discovered it this year. You basically run around the world as the chosen of some dragon that you have to kill. Yes, the dragon chooses you so you can kill it. Now, while the story and world is mediocre at best, the combat system is what hooks you, allowing the player to grab onto larger foes to strike weak spots for big damage, along with a variety of classes and skills to mix and match for your optimal build. If you haven't tried this one out, definitely give it a try. Lastly, the Dark Arisen expansion ties together all the good things about the game into one short but very sweet DLC. Here on the list at number 6, we've got Dragon Age Inquisition. The universe of Dragon Age Inquisition does a very good job of making your choices matter, as gaining allies and making enemies all depend on the dialogue and actions you take within the game. Combat is a mix of modern RPG action, but can also be slowed down in its tactical mode mechanic. Now, as the leader of the Inquisition, will you be able to settle the civil unrest and protect the realm from the demons that have spawned Or will you fall and let the world descend into chaos? Starting off the top 5 of our list, we've got Dark Souls 3. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Dark Souls 3, or any Soulsborne game for that matter, just captures the mysterious and threatening but awesome and beautiful tone of a darker setting for an RPG. The fear of death looms around every corner, and all encounters require the player to be quick on their feet with a dodge mechanic. And that being said, being rewarded with the first glance of a new area is just unforgettable and never fails to give me goosebumps. On top of that, the boss fights are just among the best I've ever experienced in gaming, and each boss you beat really gives you that sense of achievement. Now this might not be for everybody, but you can't deny it's a great game. For number 4, here's Divinity Original Sin 2. As a guy who was officially introduced into the RPG genre by the likes of games of Skyrim and Dark Souls, I never thought I'd love this game so much. Put it in simple terms, it's basically D&D Light. Top-down, turn-based combat RPG with a compelling story and very memorable characters. Either playing as your own character or choosing between 6 unique protagonists, this game will surely ignite your love for the more traditional side of RPGs. The amount of content is absolutely huge, with side quests carrying as much importance as main quests and a fair amount of breathtaking scenes and challenging combat sequences. Not to mention the vast variety of builds that can be achieved. Divinity Original Sin 2 is definitely a must-try. Beginning our top 3, we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance. Alright, so you know how I explained in Outward that you play as a commoner instead of the chosen one? Well, this game takes that and cranks it up to 11. I mean random son of a blacksmith levels commoner here. You literally start with nothing. No skills or awesome items to start with. Everything must be earned by investing time to upgrade skills from picking herbs to swinging swords. The game definitely has a slow start and can be overwhelming. It doesn't help either that the combat system could take a little bit of getting used to for some, but the game definitely gets more interesting exponentially. People say this game is Skyrim without magic and dragons, but it's in a completely different league of its own, in my opinion. If you want a taste of what 15th century Bohemia would be like, go check this out. At number 2, Skyrim. Ah yes, the age-old classic that refuses to die. Now personally, the main reason why I return to the snowy mountains and giant populated plains of Skyrim is the fact that I can set off in any direction, 100% sure that I'll have a story to tell from all the dungeons and interesting areas that I pass through. While the combat and story of this game leaves plenty to be desired, Skyrim definitely makes up for it in how the game is presented. An open world fantasy game where you set off for adventure and explore at your own pace, and that's without the mods. And finally, at number 1, we've got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This game isn't on my number 1 spot because of its combat or progression mechanics. Far from it actually. The game has average at best combat and gear and leveling progression, but where this game shines is the world building and character development. You may not be able to explore as your own character, but the game does an excellent job of immersing you into the world that it doesn't really matter at all. This game nails its micro story, or the interaction of your NPCs and the main character, and perfectly integrates it into the macro story, which is basically the Wild Hunt chasing down Ciri. Choices you make definitely impact how the story progresses, and the effects of building or breaking relationships is clearly seen and integrated into different gameplay outcomes. I've never played an RPG that has connected me to the characters as much as The Witcher 3 has. If you haven't gotten it, what the heck are you even doing right now? Alright, so that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do leave a like and consider subscribing. That would help the channel a lot. Again, I do stream again every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on Twitch. I'll leave the links in the description below. I'd super appreciate if you guys could check me out. Again, if you guys thought that there was something that I should have included in the list or something that you guys disagree with that is on the list, please put it down in the comment sections below. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let's have a discussion about it. Alright guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.